Hello everyone, I'm Morgan, and today I wanted to do the genre book tag, which was created by Harriet Rosie. And this is all about talking about genres. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. The first question is your favorite genres. And my favorite genres are literary fiction, science fiction, fantasy, dystopia, and I think that's it. I read so many genres. I love so many genres. I also love mysteries and not thrillers. Well, not most thrillers, but whatever. That's my answer. The second question is your least favorite genres. And I think for me, this would be history books and biographies because I really struggle with this. I have been wanting to get more into nonfiction, but I just don't care about that. I mean, I want to try everything, but this just doesn't sound at all like something I would want, unless it's very fictionalized or even just novelized, you know? I don't want to feel like I'm reading a textbook. I don't like stuff that is just facts and facts and facts. I want it to have a narrative, and I feel like biographies, unless they are autobiographies, are not just as interesting, and they're probably more info dump than anything else. But maybe I'm wrong, so please tell me if you have good recommendations for these genres. The third is a genre you want to try, and I think for me that would be romance, maybe, because I don't hate romance. I have liked a few in the past, but I just don't know what I like in that genre exactly, so I don't want to read whatever. And but at the same time, you cannot know your taste unless you try some stuff. So I don't know. The four is a genre you don't want to try, and a genre I don't want to try. I don't know if there are any, really. Maybe humor books, or they're just not my thing. I have a very particular humor, I feel like, and I have tried a few, and it's not for me. But again, that doesn't mean that I don't want to try because I have tried it, so I don't know. Maybe poetry? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I want to get into poetry, but then I'm not sure it's the medium for me, and so I don't know. Um, Five is a genre you're not sure about, and for that I thought I would mention historical fiction because I don't hate all historical fictions, but I feel like the ones I do like, it's not because they're historical fictions, it's kind of despite the fact. Um, like I like a few historical fiction books, but I don't like them because they're because they're historical fiction. I like them because I like the story in itself, and some historical fiction books, however, focus more on them being historical fiction, and most of the time I don't actually care about the historical setting that much, so these books just don't work for me. Like, I tried reading Kate Atkinson not too long ago, and I really didn't like her book. I liked part of it because the story was okay, but it focused a lot on World War II, and sorry, but I just cannot read another book about World War II. There are so many out there, and I don't want to hear about that anymore unless it's something very different. So yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes I do like historical fiction, as I said, if the story is very compelling, because it's about the story, but there aren't many parts of history that I care about too much. 6 is a genre blend you love, and for that I want to mention literary mysteries. I actually made a video all about that I will link if you haven't seen it, where I mentioned some literary mysteries that I love. I feel like literary mysteries are just great because not only are they literary fiction, so obviously the writing is really great in general, but they have a mystery, so the plot is driven forward, and that makes for the best books in my opinion, because not only is the writing really good, so just the book in general is really good in my opinion because I care about writing, but also the book just has a great story. I love mysteries. I want to be compelled to turn a page, so that's just amazing. And 7 is a genre-defying book, and for that I picked one of my favorite books of all time, Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, because this book couldn't have more genres, literally, because if you don't know, this book is told in a non-linear way. Basically, we follow 5 characters, I think it is, in 5 different timelines, and they have something that links them together, and so we get first all of their perspectives one after the other until basically the middle of the book, and then we go back to each of the characters in the same order and we finish each of their arcs, and each of the characters and their parts are written in a different genre. So you have one of the parts that is basically a mystery thriller. You have a part that is historical fiction, that is set in the 1400s. You have a part that is set in the future, which is sci-fi, and I don't remember anymore. I need to reread this book, honestly, but it's a crazy ride, and it's the perfect book for genre-defying books. So yeah, it's one of my favorite books of all time. It's amazing, and I love it. And if you know of any books that are similar to this, please tell me, because I will read anything like that. So yeah, that's all. But that was the last question. That's all for me. Thank you for watching. Please tell me if you enjoyed this tag or if you want to do it. I will tag some people in the description box, so please go over there if you think you could be tagged. And yeah, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye. Dream I know, deep up my feelings.